In this episode, I head out into a gold-rich area that has recently been burned by forest fire and has not been open to the public for some time. Though the fire has scarred the beautiful and once thick forest, it's given me a chance to access land previously locked away by the thick cover. I have high hopes on this trip. I was told by a friend of a creek with much exposed bedrock and good gold. So join me as I set out for a solo mission to prospect this new location in search of much gold and adventure. Well, hello and welcome, folks. Prospector Jerry. We're on another adventure today. I might sound a little different. I'm actually getting over being sick. Yeah, I finally got the vid, so I'm just basically getting over it. So I decided to get out of the house. I was going to go prospecting. I'm by myself, so no risk of infecting anybody. I am at a new location. This is actually a spot that was given to me, a little bit of a heads up, by Mike. Mike was in one of my past videos, a guy that I ran into on the river. He told me to check this spot out, so I'm here. It looks pretty freaking amazing. You were onto something, Mike. So I'm solo today. I have very little gear. I'm actually on the bike. It's really rough terrain to get down here, so I had to take the bike. But this spot looks pretty freaking amazing. And I have high hopes. I haven't really been able to get out much. Had a lot of life things happening, job, family, all kinds of stuff. So I haven't been able to get out as much as I'd like. I'm a lot further away from everybody. Makes it hard to get back up to where I used to prospect. So I'm checking out a lot of these new areas, trying to find new ground. It might be a while before I find some decent gold. It took me years to find good gold at these other locations, so it just kind of is what it is. Look at this spot though. Lots of bedrock. That's what Mike was saying. It's good bedrock too. I'm not sure exactly what the name of this bedrock is, but I know that it's the good stuff. I'm not a big fan of granite, and this is definitely not granite. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the metal detector. We're going to shoot upriver, see if we can find some targets. Now I haven't gone very far at all. I just wanted to scan over this bedrock right here, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting a lot of targets all over in here. There's one in here. This crack right here looks pretty good, and there's a target in there. Just to get a feel for this place, I think I'm going to dig this target out right here. It's somewhere in there. We'll do a pan really quick and see what we get. Check this out. It's dead, but very neat. I don't want to ruin it. Pretty cool. Dug out this crack right here. And I broke some bedrock right in here. You can see that void. Both had targets in them. Both turned out to be split shot. Or not split shot, just lead shot from the shotgun. So kind of disappointing, but there was a ton of black sand. The material looks really good. So not super discouraged. I might have found like a speck or two of color in each pan. Not enough to turn on the camera for. But it's looking good at least. It's kind of unfortunate that there's lead shot, because that's basically telling me that this might be a hard place to detect. So we might have to move up river, see if we can find a better spot. So I came and I hopped across over here. Came over here, got some targets up on this little bit right here. Let's see down in here. I haven't dug that out yet, but there's just targets everywhere in here. I don't know what I got as far as the target goes. This is the crack that I dug out. And it's not a very good crack because it's running with the river, which you want it to run across the river. Okay, well, found my first little piece of gold. It's not much, it's almost a poker, I guess, but it's very coarse and it's not very bright. It's kind of dull. There's a ton of black sand here. There's more black sand here than anywhere I've ever seen. So it might just be that this gold runs with a lot of iron here and it's going to be a little bit dull. I'll show it to you. Here you go. It's our first piece of gold. You see there's two little bits there. But that piece is a little shard, so it's pretty coarse. So this is a creek. It's kind of indicative of being a creek. The gold's a little coarse. This is a beautiful spot, that's for sure. A little bit past 12. Check out this pan. Now, I wish this was all gold, but I found a heavy lead pocket. Some of this lead is pretty interesting too. Not necessarily this piece, but some of these, like this one, almost has a little bit of a gold sheen to it. These ones. Now there was a fire that came through here. You can see. So maybe it heated this lead up. I'm guessing. That came from right down in there. Had a screaming signal. I'm gonna smash some of it and see what happens. Just to be sure. Yeah, that's lead. Ooh. Definitely lead. Surprised there's no gold in there. There's literally no gold. So much lead with no gold. Kind of depressing. Oh well. Let's keep going.
Now, given I found that much lead in one pan, it led me to believe that it was only a matter of time before I ran into some gold. You see, when you find heavies like lead or other iron objects, they usually tend to build up where gold would build up. So it was a good sign that I found the lead, and it meant that maybe I was close to finding some gold as well.
Alright, so I went back to the spot where I got all that lead. It's a hole right over here. Right up in there. This and this is where I've gotten all that lead from. So I decided to dig some more of it out. Basically, if there's that much lead in it, there's got to be some gold somewhere. And I was able to break the bottom of it open, and I finally did find a little bit of gold. Check it out. Couple of coarse bits in there. See that? One almost picker, poker, and some fines. I forgot to mention, today's the 4th of July. So, like I said, I was sick. I've been stuck in a house for about a week and a half. And I did not want to spend my 4th of July stuck inside of a house. So, I'm out here by myself, getting over being sick, finding some gold. Well, I'm still at it. Found me a little more gold. Same hole with all the lead. So I just keep breaking away at it, getting a little bit more material, and I'm continuing to get gold. Check it out. A few little pokers in there. For size comparison. Man, I just wish there was a little bit bigger one in there. A couple of them at least. I mean, I'm not finding gold hardly anywhere else right here, except for up on top of this guy. And like I said, there's just that huge pocket of lead right in here. Kind of a strange spot for it to be. This is the backside of an inside bend. The river's coming around right here. And there's a pretty decent gravel pile up there. But yeah, kind of a weird spot. So it's about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. I think I'm pretty much done here. I might stop at a spot on the way back, the same creek, just upriver. I've gone as far upstream as I could go. This spot is just probably better to be sniped. A lot of bedrock, but I'm not finding much gold. There's a ton of black sand. I know the gold's here because I'm finding it, but the amount of gold and the location of where the gold should be, you know, creeks are kind of hit and miss. Usually with a creek, you find a spot where there's just like a hot spot on the creek and there's gold there, but not necessarily another spot. So creeks are a little bit difficult. They're definitely not like your rivers, especially like the Yuba or the American, where there's just gold everywhere. So yeah, I know though that there's gold here. I now have a visual of what the creek looks like. I know what I could do here, what's probably best. Like I said, sniping. I think I might come back and snipe this spot. Probably could find some decent gold. There's a ton of exposed bedrock. This whole creek is exposed bedrock. I have a feeling that there's probably some bigger gold here, and it's probably down in the creek. Here's what I found so far for a couple hours worth of digging. So like I said, I know the gold's here. Not too bad. Probably won't weigh up too much, but it's a very good indication. You can see that that stuff's chunky. So knowing that, there's got to be some more chunky gold in this creek. So now I'm going to load everything up. I already ate something a minute ago. I'm going to stash all my stuff in the backpack, jump on the bike, and head back to my truck.
Now I'd have to say that this was one successful trip. I didn't find as much gold as I was hoping for, but at least I know that it's here and some chunkier pieces are waiting to be found. I'd like to say thank you to all my Patreon members. It's because of you that all of these adventures are possible, and I can't thank you enough for all the support. If you're considering becoming a Patreon member, check out the link in the description below. There's also a link in the top right corner of the next screen. Patreon members have many benefits, including group outings and chances at winning guided tours. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that thumbs up button and drop a comment below. Also consider subscribing for future gold-related content. Thank you for watching, and as always, I wish you heavy pans.